now go around the country, me and other tradespeople, raising the awareness of the charity to get help for things such as mental health.
Oh, mate.
Now, we've just come back from a week's trip to Scotland, seeing all the tier one suppliers, SMEs, micro companies. We're losing 2 a day to suicide.
Seriously?
That comment will push people over the edge. I've seen it with my own eyes. We spoke to people last week in Scotland. They said, thank you ever so much for seeing us, telling us about the charity. I'm on the edge. We had one guy try and take his own life. And being called woke, I don't think this guy's got any idea what he has just created. It's like throwing a grenade into a wasp nest. And there will be fatalities. It's as simple as that.
Well, we all hope not, mate, don't we? Obviously. I want to make that absolutely clear.
No, of course.
And you do your work, and I do mine, detoxifying and defusing the word woke, because it's something we should be proud of. But if the same people that have turned it into an insult are now applying it to builders talking about feelings or tradesmen talking about feelings, then I hope your prediction is wrong, but I think your analysis is correct.
100% hope it's wrong, but the reality is we're starting to encourage tradespeople, men and women, but mainly men because we don't talk as much, up and down the country to talk about their mental health problems.
How do you do it, Andy? How does it work? Because you're doing incredibly important work, and my friends at Combat Stress, the military charity, do similar with veterans, with military veterans. But where do you start from on something like this?
The key thing, I've had my own journey through mental health, including a suicide attempt because of complex PTSD a few years ago. The reality is, when you've got a mental health condition, you won't talk about it until you're ready. But it's being aware of what's around you for help.
Yes.
Now, the Lighthouse Club is the charity that's been going since 1956, and it offers everybody in construction and their families help with mental health, physical health, and financial health. And with us going around the country, seeing sites, big and small, suppliers, tier ones, residential contractors, informing them of this. We leave them with a goodie bag with a few things like tape measures and water bottles, but also the contact details. There's a free phone number, a free text number, and a free app. And we want to raise the awareness to say it's all right to pick the phone up. And we had a guy that actually tried to take his own life on the Saturday. He had his stomach pumped for paracetamol on the Sunday. He was back at work Monday because of the debt problems. We luckily saw him on the Tuesday, and we got him help within an hour. Now, we need to tell all the lads, because women are a lot better at talking than us men, we've got to say, it doesn't matter how big and strong and tough you are, have a chat with your mate, because it's getting worse, these figures. We've got a lot of pressure. We've got a big recession coming. There's many other reasons with rising material prices, which are going through the roof. We've got a lack of good labour. A lot of men and women are working away from home for the week.
Of course.
And we've got a lot of pressure from tier ones, plus your clients that are having extensions and refurbs done. And I think we've got to take a bigger responsibility. As an industry, we're 9% of GDP. We're not a small industry.
No.
But having these sorts of articles, it's a horrible thing to say, but it could push someone over the edge.
I hear you.
It's totally irresponsible. I would like that journalist, Ian Alexander, to write a sensible piece and issue an apology for that.
Well, Stian Alexander wouldn't have written the headline. That's all I'll say. Okay, the editor of the if it was in the Daily Mail or the Mail on Sunday.
Mail on Sunday.
So the editor is a man called David Dillon. So that's the person that you should be lobbying for apologies. Journalists themselves, the actual bulk of the copy, the body of the copy, doesn't reach for the pejoratives, I don't think. But the headline is gross for the reasons that you describe. And as I say, the editor, the same fella actually that published the stuff about Angela Rayner crossing her legs. Yeah, I know. But there we go. I don't want you to go yet. How can people get in touch with your charity? Because you mean, it is actually really good news, right? That 2/3 now of builders regularly talk about their feelings, but you are worried, and I am worried about the third that still don't. So how can they find out more about what you're doing?
Just very quickly, I'm not 100% sure where that survey came from because I don't agree with a lot of the figures, but there's a free phone number.
Toolstation. It would have been commissioned by Toolstation, so they'd have found a market research company.
Yes. Yeah. I've been chatting with Greg Richardson this morning about this, trying to get to the bottom of it because I know him. The charity's free phone number from the Lighthouse is 0345 605 1956, which was when it was formed.
The year that it was founded.
There's a free text number because we found about 80% of builders don't like speaking to a stranger admitting to problems.
Yeah.
So there's a free text number which gets you the same service. which is if you text hard hat to 85258.
Okay. And have you got a website? Oh, get him back, will we? So I thought this was going to be a bit of knockabout fun in defying stereotypes, and then up pops Andy from the Lighthouse Construction Industry Charity with profound warnings. Are you still there, Andy? What's the website?
Still here.
Yeah.
The website is lighthouseclub.org.
Now, as you know, if someone happens to ring into the programme who is spectacularly qualified to comment on it, there's a little thing I've done over the years which involves the actor Ray Liotta, who recently passed away, and I haven't done it since he passed away because I wanted to be clear that it was a proper, profound and serious moment where we played the Ray Liotta tribute, as opposed to what can often be quite knockabout and quite silly. So if I'm going to punt out those numbers again on your behalf, and indeed on the Lighthouse Construction Industry Charity's behalf. But would you be all right if I gave you a Ray Liotta at this point, Andy?
Of course, the more we can raise the awareness of the charity and say there's help out there for a lot of the lads and lasses in construction which are struggling, we need to get the numbers down. 2 a day in suicide is not good enough. It's got to come down, and we need help and support. Not having articles like this make all the hard work put to shame.
We are here for you, and you must let me know if I can do anything else to help with your cause.